right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with UFC fighter Dylan Budka. Dylan, how you doing?
Pretty good, bro. How about you?
Doing good, doing good. Can't complain, man. And Dylan, talk us a little bit about training and what's maybe next for you, my man.
On out all the stuff where we made mistakes in, and I got a boxing gym working with Soul City Boxing now. I'm gonna be training with Dante Leon a little bit more up in Toledo, and just fixing all the basics and making sure we don't make the mistakes we made our last fight.
Yeah, very nice, man. And with that being said, man, do you happen to have some eyes on maybe who you think you maybe want next?
There's a whole bunch of guys that think they can just call people out now out of nowhere and talk that crap to get some clout online, but I'm ready to fight anybody. I want Fram, I want Dumas. I'll fight all of them. I'll fight all of them in the same day. I don't care who it is, for real.
Let's go. Now, when it comes to this last guy, man, I mean, what's going on with this beef, man? It kind of seems like it came out of nowhere. Talk to us a little bit more about that one.
Oh, it did come out of nowhere. He DM'd me and he was talking polite and he was like, "Hey, I hope you heal up soon," and blah blah blah. And then it went to the mainstream, and now he's a gangster and I'm white and can't beat him and all types of nonsense. Like he's trying to have a who has the hardest life beef, and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to fight. We can handle that in the cage. It doesn't matter what we did in the past or what we've been through. We went through that, and now we're here, so we don't gotta go through that no more. Who cares what we did when we was in Baltimore or Florida or whatever? I'm just trying to fight, bro. And the way he's disrespected me, my name, my family, if I do get in the cage with him, it's not gonna be pretty. And if we don't get in the cage and he doesn't sign a contract, if we ever see anybody in the locker room, it's probably gonna be bad too.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, man. It makes sense. And man, with that being said, too, you also have like a GoFundMe you just started with Marina. Talk to us a little bit more about why you want to start that and a little bit more information about it.
Yeah, I was scrolling through Perry Punch one day and I seen the story. I really still don't understand how she's lost as much money as she has, but that's her personal life. But before I came up into the sport, I was homeless and I had to live with my buddies and stuff like that. So I wanted to help out. If I got extra cash here and there from sponsors and stuff, so rather than just sitting there, I probably put it to a good cause, and I started promoting it a little bit. I had to actually go through her manager to get in touch with her because I don't think she understood I was trying to help. So I finally got in touch with her and I posted it online, and a whole bunch of people started sending her money that I know too. So I think we raised her a couple $100. I sent her 200 myself, and then a whole bunch of people were sending her 50, $100. I think she raised at least $1,000 from the screenshots I've seen. So hopefully we can get her somewhere to stay before her fight in Denver. And I think more people should start helping out the other fighters if they need help, because it's not easy to be a fighter outside of the practice room and stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And like you mentioned too, you've obviously dealt with a lot of adversity and everything like that. And with you dealing with a lot of adversity, what's maybe some of the best advice you got so far in your MMA career?
Just trust God and trust what he's doing and putting you through is going to get you to where you want to be, and just keep putting yourself around positive people with positive mindsets, and surround yourself around people you want to be like, so you can level up and blossom to who you want to be.
Yeah, man, that definitely makes sense. And in another interview, you mentioned you're a big Domino's guy. What's your favorite stuff to kind of eat at Domino's, man?
Oh man, I can eat everything, bro. I like getting the pizza from there and the barbecue Memphis.
Oh, okay, very nice, very nice. You still a cherry Coke guy too?
What is it?
You still a cherry Coke guy too?
Oh yeah, cherry Coke for sure. Yep, every
yeah.
time. My coach actually put me on. I never drank. I was a big Mountain Dew guy, and then my coach started drinking cherry Coke after my fights, and I was like, let me try it. And then since then, I've just been cherry Coke.
Nice. Very cool. And man, with you being on the Contender Series, man, what's some cool behind the scenes stuff that maybe a fan might not know about that you had to deal with?
The photo. Something I didn't like is when I was cutting the weight. So I took that fight on like 4 days notice, and they make you do the promos still when you're cutting the weight. So like promos I did was probably like 10 minutes after I weighed in, and I was rehydrating still. So my body was hurting. So they make you do them promos regardless what you're feeling like, so they can promote the fight more. That's something behind the scenes I didn't know before. Also, something crazy is the sweat that was coming off my skin in the promos was not real sweat. They sprayed my body down.
Whoa, okay. How about that?
Yeah.
Those
were two of the crazy craziest things. Those are two of the
Yeah.
craziest things. And I thought something else was cool is like when you go and you need to go to Walmart or something, or if you're like I'm not from Vegas, so when I travel to Vegas, I don't have a vehicle to get around in, so I'll have to Uber everywhere. I thought, but they actually give you like a bus for you and your coach, and they take you to where you want to go to, like Walmart or something, and they'll sit outside for you and get your groceries and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool too.
Wow, wow, that's definitely pretty cool, man. And like you mentioned, you had to cut a lot of weight, 26 pounds, I believe it was to be exact, on 4 days. How in the world did you get all those pounds off so quickly, man? What were you doing?
It was not fun for the. I was going from sauna bed, and then from sauna bed to a heated bathroom, straight to back to the sauna bed, straight into the personal sauna because I got ADHD, so I can't sit in the same spot for too long. I gotta be moving, so we had to keep switching what I was doing so I don't like start freaking out.
Nice, nice. That definitely makes sense, man. And like you mentioned, with you having ADHD, how do you think martial arts kind of helps your ADHD?
Um, I guess it would help like calming our asses down a little bit more for real, because we'd be everywhere if you have ADHD.
Oh yeah, yeah. I deal with a couple. Like I said, I'm a
Let
Taekwondo instructor, so I have a couple of those
get
ADHD
some of
guys.
that
I deal with
energy out
them.
of your system.
Yeah,
Yeah. It lets you get some of that energy out of your system before the day starts.
yeah, man, 100%. And like you mentioned too, you're from Baltimore, and with that being said, Baltimore is obviously, it kind of can get crazy sometimes. Do you happen to have any crazy stories about living in Baltimore?
Yeah, I've seen a whole bunch of crazy stuff that I probably shouldn't talk about on here, but yeah, I grew up around some of the craziest parts of Baltimore and seen some of the crazy stuff, fights, my schools, like they scan you in coming in, make sure you don't got guns on you and stuff like that. So a whole bunch of crazy stuff as I was a kid coming up there, and it taught me a whole bunch of awareness. And when I go out in public, making sure I know my surroundings and stuff. And sometimes I forget I'm not in there anymore. So now I'm walking around Ohio. I'm allowed to walk down the street without being scared I'm gonna get shot or something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that's important, that's for sure. And you're
Yeah.
obviously you're obviously a pretty solid wrestler, man. What do you think is maybe one of the hardest things about wrestling?
I would say the hardest part about wrestling is the grind. Like a lot of people can't handle the grind of like you're tired, now we still gotta go get the double leg, or I'm tired, I still gotta drill this move for another 5 minutes, or I'm cutting weight, I still gotta grind and learn this move. Something I think the grind is the hardest part that a lot of people can't handle, and that's the breaking point of whether or not you can be a good wrestler or not.
Right, right. No, that definitely makes sense. And when it comes to wrestling, what was maybe one of the first techniques that you learned on the mats when you first started?
First thing is double leg because I came straight from football, and the first time I stepped into the room, they said, "All right, we're just gonna teach you how to tackle people really good."
Fair enough, fair enough. And in both your fights now, I don't believe Bruce Buffer was announced in either one of your fights. Have you happened to meet him at all?
I haven't, but I'm super excited to meet him. Super excited to meet him.
Nice, nice. That definitely pretty cool, man. And getting back to your fights and everything like that, man. You mentioned Dumas and Frem. Is there any sort of like timeline of when you're looking to maybe get back in there, or you're just kind of just waiting on the call?
So I've told them I'm gonna be staying ready regardless of when it is, but I technically ain't cleared until the first week of June. So after we get cleared, we're looking for the first contract. Looking at late June or early August for our next fight. I can't wait to get in there.
Nice, nice. And we're definitely looking forward to it, man. And one quote you also mentioned too is your coaches, they like you to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Do you happen to remember like a certain time where you were feeling that, quote in the moment? And if so, talk to us a little bit more about that.
I'm really comfortable with grabbing people and just suffocating them when trying to take my head off and taking their head back off too. So that's why we've took the step to get some boxing coaches in my corner and maybe put a better show on for you guys out there and throw some hands.
Yeah, yeah. And, speaking about putting on a better show for us, man. I mean, do you ever think about that 50K bonus when you're in there, or are you just worried about trying to get that W when you're in there?
Oh yeah, we want that 50K bonus for sure. I want that 50K every time.
Yeah, it'd definitely be nice, man. And when you're watching fights, you're obviously a pretty big fight fan. You're always talking about you're watching fights and with all that different stuff. Who's maybe some of your favorite fighters to watch? And if so, with your favorite fighters, do you happen to try and mimic their game and try to add it into yours to make it get better?
Yeah, yeah. I study a lot of the older fighters. I like GSP a lot. He's probably my favorite fighter of all time. And I like Khabib. I like a lot of the wrestler guys, of course. But I watch a lot of boxing too. I like Canelo a lot. I like watching Tyson highlights. Who doesn't? My favorite boxer, one of my favorite boxers, Tommy Morrison. So I like a lot of older guys.
Nice. No, yeah, that definitely makes sense, man. And when it comes to you mentioning Tyson, man, what do you think about this Jake Paul fight with Mike Tyson?
I hope Tyson pulls it off. I really do, because I love Tyson, and I'm gonna be sad if Jake Paul knocks him out, which he's capable of doing. But I really hope Tyson wins.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, man. And you mentioned before
Because
too
at the end
that
of the day, Tyson's Tyson.
yeah, no, definitely, he definitely is, man. And I'm rooting for the best with him, and it'll be an interesting fight, that's for sure. When you're in the gym too, man, what's maybe some of the stuff that you like to do for your strength and conditioning?
I actually just got a new strength and conditioning coach. His name's Cameron Bullock, and he's been training me and fixing me all up to make sure I don't gas out and build muscles that I didn't know I had. He's really strong and crazy, so he's been making sure that I fix all the parts of me and learn how to use my body all the way. And I'm looking forward to showing everybody, all the coaches I have, and all the work they put into me.
Yeah, yeah, and we're definitely looking forward to it. And with you mentioning too, you're a fight fan. You also like to watch your fight with Amzmat. With that being said, man, what's maybe some of your favorite memories in that fight, and why do you also like to watch it so much?
Ozma fight, I think it made me realize what level I'm on, and it showed the people that I'm just not a one-dimensional fighter, because I was forced not to use my wrestling. I was forced to stand up, and it was somebody that had the level of wrestling that I had, and maybe even better level wrestling than I have. And that fight showed what I'm able to do fully, and showed what level I am as a fighter.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, man. And when you're training in the gym, man, what are the vibes like? What kind of music do you like to listen to when you're in there training?
I like oldies, bro. I like Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley. I like all the '90s. Sometimes I'll be hitting mids to R&B, and some days I'll be dancing to Michael Jackson. Or it just depends where my head's at that day. So if I'm feeling crazy, but I don't like training to rock and roll and that much stuff. So I like the soul music.
That's interesting. Okay, okay. Now, outside the gym, man, what do you typically like to do outside of fighting?
Eat food and make my coach mad from getting fat, and then come in and cut it all off. But I like watching basketball games. I like watching every sport pretty much, and hanging out with my buddies, and sometimes taking my mind off of fighting for a little bit, playing the game, playing 2K, regular stuff, and acting like a regular human until it's time not to be a regular human.
There you go. There you go. And like you mentioned, with favorite sports teams, obviously I got my Eagles jersey, Jalen Hurts on. Who's maybe some of your favorite sports teams you have?
I'm a big fan of the Celtics. I'm a big fan of the Ravens. I also like the Redskins a little bit too, because they're close to Maryland too. My dad was a big Redskins fan. I like the Baltimore Orioles. That's pretty much all the sports I like watching. And I'll throw soccer games on and stuff, check them out, see what they're doing. I've been watching the Caitlin Clark girl in the WNBA, see what she's going to do. I follow all of it, man, see what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like, man. That's pretty cool. And with that being said, man, everything I like to, or one question I always like to ask every fighter I bring on the show. Like I mentioned, I'm a Taekwondo instructor. I've been teaching for 6 years, training for
Nice.
19 years. So I just love what I do, man. And
Yeah,
with that
bro.
being said, with all the guys I have in my gym, what advice do you give to them to keep on coming into the gym and to keep on getting better and better every day?
The best advice I'd give to the gym is, the better the training partner you are, the better the gym's going to continue to be. And if it's hard work and it's hard in the room, that means you're in the right room. It means that you're surrounded around people that want to push you to be better, and you're going to just keep leveling up to parts that you've never seen or been able to think you're capable of doing. So obviously you sound like you know what you're talking about, so they better keep listening to you too. I'm gonna have to come beat them up.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it. You know, maybe one day we could train one day. You never know. Like I
I
said,
would
you know,
love to,
I
bro.
love
I would
martial
love
arts, man.
to.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Let me know. Like I said, after the
Yeah.
interview, maybe we'll go back and forth, try to figure something out.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Now, Dylan, man, it's been awesome talking to you. What's a good final message out there for the fans watching this video?
Stay mindless.
Stay mindless. I love it. Dylan, man, thank you so much for coming on, man. We're looking forward to your next fight, and thank you once again, and best of luck in the future, my man.
I appreciate you having me, brother. Be safe and have a great day. Let's talk about me coming up there.
Yeah, man, let's do it for real. Thank you
Sounds
so
good,
much.
bro.